Hello everyone, welcome to Array classes. Previously I described syllabus of the electronics for IIT JM, NET JRF, GATE and all the competitive exams. Okay, in today's class I am going to start network theory, which is a part first of the electronics. ठीक है. Network theory is the building block of the whole analog electronics. With the help of network theory, we can find voltages, current through any element, and this is the most important part of the analog electronics. In network theory, we are going to discuss topic step by step. In today's lecture, I am going to start with the circuit. An electrical circuit is an interconnection of elements, circuit elements. Okay, an electrical circuit is an interconnection of circuit elements. And what is element? Each component of the circuit is called element. Each component of the circuit is called element. Okay, now I will discuss here some terms for the circuit, some terms in the circuit. Okay, if I made a random circuit here, as I said, the circuit is an interconnection of all elements. Elements may be voltage source, current source, or any other. It may be capacitor, inductor, or any other element. Okay. This is resistance R1, R2, R3. This is voltage source V1, and let's suppose this is voltage source V2. Then I will discuss here the some terms of the circuit. First term is branch. What is branch? Every element is itself a branch. Okay, every element is itself a branch, or you can say elements having node at its endpoints. Node at its endpoints is known as branch. And second is node. When two or more than two elements when two or more than two elements connect with each other at a point, then this point is known as node. Okay, generally node is divided into two parts. First one is simple node. These parts are depending on the number of elements. Okay, if there are only two elements which are connecting with each other, then only two elements. Okay, so I show you in the circuit what is branch. This circuit have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 branches. This circuit have 5 branches. Okay, there are 5 elements, and as I told you, every element is known as a branch, is itself a branch. Okay, there are 5 elements, so we have 5 branches here. Next, about node, there are simple nodes and two are the simple, one of them is simple node and second one is principal node. Okay, one of them is principal node. More than two element. If there are more than two element and they are connecting with each other at a point, more than two element, and if they are connecting with each other at single point, then that point is known as a principal node. Okay, I will discuss in later what the importance of principal node in analyzing a circuit. Here if I principal or simple node, then simple node is, this is known as simple node. Okay, this is a simple node because it is a connection between 2 points, 2 branches, 2 elements. This element branch second or branch 4 or element second and 4. Okay, this is also a simple node. But this node where there are 3 elements, first, third and second, is known as principal node. Okay, later third is, after node the 2 points are clear. If 2 points are clear, then you can at least assign voltages at the node during nodal analysis. Okay, third is loop. Any closed path. What we mean by loop? Any closed path in a circuit. Is known as loop. Okay, what we mean by loop is any closed path in circuit is known as loop. Any closed path in a circuit is known as loop. So here in the circuit, if I show you the loop, then starting from if I assign some points, if I do some numbering here, 1, 2, 3 and 4, as the lower line is shorted, so we assign all the node the same number 4. Okay, then first loop is loop starting from 1 2 4, this loop, this is loop 1, this is loop 1. Okay, this is a closed loop. So 1 2 4 1. So first loop is, you can say 1 to 2, 2 to 4 and 4 to 1. This is your first loop. Second loop, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to again 2, 4 to 2. Okay, if we start with the same node and end at the same node, we will obtain a closed loop. Starting with 2, 3, 4, then again on 2. Okay, the third loop is this. The third loop is this. What the number? 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. So there are 3 loops. The number of loops are 3. Number of loops. How many number of loops? There are 3 number of loops. Okay. Then the fourth one is mesh. Mesh is also a closed path. Mesh is also a closed path in a circuit which does not contain any other closed loop. Okay, so last line is important from point of view of mesh. The mesh is also a closed path which does not contain any other closed loop, So mesh and loop are same, but in mesh doesn't contain any other closed loop. Okay, so here loop 1, we can say loop 1 is also over mesh 1. Loop 1 is also over mesh 1. And loop 2, we can say loop 2 also over mesh 2, but the loop 3 is not mesh because it contains both the loop 1 and loop 2. Okay, so this is the terminology of the circuit. Next I come to about sources. Okay, I will discuss here only the terms which are important from point of view of our exam, and will try to cover all the important points and terms which are important in our exam. When we are doing question, we have to keep in mind these all terms, the basic terms. If you all have the knowledge about these terms, then your question will become easily. Okay, what next is sources. So we have two sources generally, voltage source. And second is current source. Again, we have two types of sources. First one is independent sources. And second is dependent sources. Okay, dependent or independent sources, what is the difference between both of two? Value of this type of sources, value of this type of sources does not depend on voltage across or current through any circuit elements. It means they have the fixed value. So the representation of them is like the value, the one with okay, the DC voltage source and AC voltage source, okay, and similarly we can also draw the current sources which have fixed value, and this value will not change with current through or voltage across any other element in the circuit. Okay, this value will remain fixed. This value can't be affected by the other values in the circuit. Okay, next I will show you the dependent sources. Same definition. If value of voltage or current sources depends on voltage across or current through any other circuit element. Okay, then this is known as the dependent source. There are 4 types of dependent sources. There are generally 4 types of dependent sources. I will show you. If and the nature they look like diamond shape. Okay. KVX. So we can say this as this is a voltage source, and it is dependent on the voltage, so this is called voltage dependent voltage source. Second one, as this is also a voltage source, but this is current dependent voltage source because its value is depending on current through any other element. So this is known as current dependent voltage source. Next, this is current source, so it is current dependent current source. The third one is current dependent current source. Fourth one is also a current source, and this is known as voltage dependent current source. So there are four types of dependent sources, and any of them can be used in circuit. Okay, so if we want to deal with all the circuit, then we have to find voltage across or current through any other element. Okay, then we can find the value of this particular voltage source or current source, and this value will change if this Vx or voltage across or current through any other element will change. But these values will never change. This value will never change. These values are fixed values. Okay, next, I will discuss here Kirchhoff current law. Next, I will discuss here Kirchhoff current law. So what KCL tells us is algebraic sum of all currents meeting at a point or junction must be zero, or we can say that current leaving from any junction or point must be equal to current entering in that junction. Generally we take incoming direction as positive and leaving or outgoing direction as negative. Okay, when we come to where this KCL is applied, when we are going to analyze a circuit, then for analyzing the circuit using node or mesh, there are two types of analysis: node analysis or mesh analysis. When we are doing node analysis, then we have to use this KCL. Okay, I will use this KCL in the following examples. First one is, the question is asking for the value of V. Then how can we find the value of V? Okay, so first we have to assign the reference node, junction, and etc. So first I put the rules. For the node analysis. Rules for nodal analysis. Rules, you can say rules or steps. Steps for nodal analysis. What are the rules? Rule first is, first identify junction in the circuits. First identify the junction in the circuit. Where is the junction? Our junction is this point. This is our junction. These are our nodes. Simple nodes. These are our simple nodes. and this is our principal node or junction. This is our principal node or junction, because we have to apply nodal analysis at junction or principal node. Second, assign value to the reference node. Assign value to the reference node. Assign value to the reference node. What is reference node? As we know, the voltage is relative quantity. So we first have to fix a reference node. And this is called a reference node. We can fix reference node as our convenience, but generally if you put reference node at this, then it will be easier to handle the circuit. Okay, then all other nodes, the value of the voltage at all other nodes will be with respect to this reference node. Okay, and this all other nodes are known as because all other nodes are known as non-reference nodes. All other nodes are known as non-reference nodes. Okay, so first we have to assign a value of voltage to the reference node, and then we have to find the value of the voltages at non-reference node with respect to this reference node. So generally we assign value of the reference node as 0 volt. Okay, generally we assign reference node the value is equal to 0 volt, and we say it ground. Okay, then third one is assign node a particular name, for example VA, VB, VC, whatever. So we have to assign, I assign here this name VA. Okay, keep in mind the name where you are going to assign here should not match any other voltages. Okay, should not match any other voltages, otherwise it will make confusion in doing your circuit analysis. Okay, now at junction assume we have to only assume all current direction as outgoing. What I am saying, we only have to assume all current direction as outgoing. It is not necessary that all current is going outward from that node. First we have to find the voltages. So in the steps of finding that voltages at the node, we have to assume current directions are outgoing. If we find the perfect voltage or right voltage at that node, then we can easily assign the direction of flowing of the current. Okay, the direction of flowing of the current. Generally, if the value we are getting of the current is positive, then it means that what direction we assumed is correct. But if our current is negative, then we have to reverse our direction of current. So these are the basic steps of applying a KCL for nodal analysis. I solved here the question. Now I solve here the question. The question is asking for the value of V. So what we will do, we will apply the again something is missing here, and 2 ampere current is also flowing from that branch. Okay, 2 ampere current is also flowing from that branch. Now the question is perfect. Okay, so at node VA I write two definition for the KCL. I write two definition. Current leaving from any junction or point must be equal to current entering in that junction. So here you will see already there are two directions, 1 ampere and 2 ampere is entering into the node VA. So 1 ampere plus 2 ampere will be equal to entering current will be equal to leaving current. And what will be the leaving current? Leaving current is this, I VA minus of 0 divided by 6. Okay, then what will the value of VA? VA is 18 volt. What is value of VA? VA is 18 volt. This value of 18 volt is with respect to ground. This value is with respect to ground. As this current is flowing in this direction, so we will take here the positive sign and this sign as negative. What will be the value of voltage drop here? 12 volt. The value of voltage drop here will be 12 volt. Now we have to find the value of V at this point with respect to this ground. We have to find the value of V at this point with respect to ground. So if I add, so what will be the V? V is equal to the value at this point with respect to ground plus, because we are adding that drop. If we are going in this direction, we are adding, if we are going in this direction, we will add this drop. So VA plus, what is the value of V? VA plus 12 volt. So our value of V is equal to 30 volt. Our value of V will be equal to 30 volt. This is the answer. Okay, this is our answer. So using node analysis we can easily solve the question. This is very easy question. Now in another lectures, when I will upload another some videos, then I will discuss more question on nodal analysis. Okay, this is just introduction class for network theory part first. So I will only discuss here the just concept, and in further lecture I will take more numerical question. Now we are going to solve this question VA, question number 2. As already given, the value of the voltage, the difference between VA and minus VB is equal to 6 volt. This is given. So by this we can conclude that the value of the voltage at point A will be greater than value of the voltage at point B. VA is greater than VB. So we can assign positive sign here and negative sign here. So we can assign positive sign here and negative sign here. Why? Because the difference is positive. So VA will be greater than VB, and we assign positive sign and we assign positive sign here. So if we know the voltage drop across any circuit element and the value of the resistance, then we can easily find the value of current through that element. So what will be the value of the current through that element? I equal to V by R. This value will be equal to 3 ampere. Okay, sometimes the circuit may look to you very typical, but its solution is very easy. So we first have to properly look at the circuit, and then we have to go for solving that. So 3 ampere current is entering in this point, and by KCL we know that if any current is entering in a circuit, then same amount of current will leave that circuit. I don't know what is going inside this part of the circuit, but I know by KCL that if any amount of current is entering in a circuit, then that current with the same magnitude will leave from the circuit. Okay, so as we know 2 ampere current is from here, 3 ampere current is from here. So definitely if we apply KCL here, then the current entering and I suppose I take this current as I which sign this. Okay, then the current entering is 2 ampere plus 3 ampere, which is equal to current leaving. So our I is equal to 5 ampere. What is value of I? I is 5 ampere, and as it is positive, so our direction is correct. So our direction is correct. Our assumed direction is correct. Okay, so if you want to find the direction of the current, then first just suppose direction of current, and if after solving the voltages you find current as positive, then your sign is correct. Otherwise, if the sign is negative, then you have to reverse your direction of current. As current is entering in this point, the plus, minus, what will be the drop here? What will be the drop here? The current is 5 ampere. 5 ampere multiplied, what is drop here? 5 volt. Drop here is 5 volt. The question is asking to us the difference between VC and VD, and as we know, here the sign is positive and here the sign is negative. This node is VC, so this is also VC, and as this is VD, is shorted, so this point is also VD. Now what is the value of, as this point is at higher potential, VD is at higher potential than VC, so VD minus of VC is equal to 5 volt, and VC minus VD will be equal to minus of 5 volt. This is our answer. Okay, so here I discussed two questions for nodal analysis and how to apply KCL in that nodal analysis with the steps to follow in the nodal analysis. So please remind these all 4 steps during nodal analysis, and you will obtain the right result. Okay, so I will do more problem on nodal analysis in upcoming lectures. Now I am ending here nodal analysis, and we'll go for our next topic. Next topic is Kirchhoff voltage law. In today's lecture, I am only giving the basic requirement for analyzing a circuit. Okay, so I am here with limited number of questions. In further lecture, there will be more problems. Once we know the concept, then we can solve problems easily. Kirchhoff voltage law. What Kirchhoff voltage law say? KVL tells us algebraic sum of all EMFs and voltage drop in a closed circuit will be equal to 0. So where this KVL is applied during our circuit analysis. So when question asked to us to do mesh analysis, so when we have to find our answer by mesh analysis, then we have to apply KVL here. I will tell you, we can solve our question by nodal analysis and same by mesh analysis, but we have to look first question properly, and then we have to decide by which procedure the question will solve in only 2 or 3 steps. Okay, then we have to apply that. Mesh analysis I will I will give you concept of the mesh analysis by doing this example. This example is asking to us the power distribution across 10 ohm resistor using mesh analysis. Power distribution across 10 ohm resistor using mesh analysis. Okay, so first we have to find number of meshes. Okay, this is mesh 1. I already told you the definition of mesh. So, and this is mesh 2. This is mesh 1 and this is mesh 2. Then we have to assign each mesh a particular current. I assigned here I1 and I assigned here I2. Then we have to solve. For each separate loop. Then we have to solve for each separate loop. A, B, C, and this is D. Okay. Then we have to solve for each mesh. For mesh 1. As you know already that if we enter in a register, then we put a positive sign here and then again a negative sign here, because before entering register we are having a greater value of voltage, and after crossing the register we have some value less, because some voltage get dropped across that register. Okay, so for loop 1 or I can say for mesh 1, this value, this sign is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative, and for mesh 2, this value is positive, this value is negative, this value is positive, and this value is negative, and this value is negative. Let me change the color of the sign so that you can easily understand that. Plus, minus, plus, minus. Okay. When I am going to apply KVL, then people take two different types of taking sign. I will take here the sign of leaving sign. I will use here leaving sign. Some may use entering sign. Both are correct. Okay. For mesh 1, if I am laying with the positive sign, then I will take plus 10 volt minus of I1 multiply with 5 minus of I1 multiply with 5. I1 multiply with 5. Stop here and think. In this register, in this 5 ohm register, there are two current. One current is I1 which is leaving, and one current is I2 which is entering. One current is I2 which is entering into this. Okay, so we have to also consider that entering current also. We also have to consider that entering current also. So what is the value of that entering current? I2 with plus. Sign is plus because we are leaving from positive terminal corresponding to that second loop. Okay, then I2 into 5 equal to 0. 10 times of I2 minus of 5 I2. This is our first equation. For mesh 2, okay, mesh 2 will give us as we are moving here, then we are living with this negative sign. We will take always negative sign. Okay, we will always take leaving sign. You can also take entering sign. Both are correct. Minus of 10 multiply with I2 minus of 5 multiply with I2. At the same time when I2 is leaving this terminal at the same time I1 is entering into that terminal with positive sign, so we have to also consider that current also. 5 multiply with I1 equal to 0. 5I1 equal to I1 is equal to 3 times of I2, and this is our second equation. Using first and second, we can find value of I1 and I2. Put second in 1. Put second in 1. What is the value of I2? 10 by 25 ampere. What is the value of I2? 10 by 25 ampere. Or 2 by 5 ampere. We have to find the power distribution across, as resistor is absorbing element. As resistor is an absorbing element, power get dissipated here. As power is equal to V multiply with I, so if we know the current through that element and value of that element, then we can easily find the power. So power distribution across 10 ohm will be equal to 2 by 5 square multiply with 10 ohm. This is our answer. So KVL can be used in doing mesh analysis, and we can find the answer easily. Okay. Now I will go for new topic, and this topic is power absorbed and power delivered. Power absorbed and power delivered. This is also important topic. Current direction. Let me first write something about this power absorbed and power delivered here, then I will describe you to all. Current direction and voltage polarity. Current direction and voltage polarity is important for determining power. Now I will give here two definitions. First one is, if positive current enters into positive terminal, the positive current enters into positive terminal of voltage source. If positive current enters into positive terminal of voltage source, then power will be absorbed. Then power will be absorbed. And generally this convention is known as passive convention. Okay, second definition is if positive current leaving from positive terminal, if positive current leaving from positive terminal of voltage source, then power will be delivered. This convention is known as active convention. Okay, so when we are going to measuring power absorbed and power delivered across any element, that element may be voltage source, current source, resistor or any other, we have to keep in mind these two definitions. Okay. Now I will discuss about this by some diagram. Suppose you have a voltage source of 5 volt. With this polarity as I already write, current direction and voltage polarity is important for determining power. So we have to clear about polarity and voltage. If 2 ampere current is entering here, then as 2 ampere current is entering into the positive terminal, then we will say power is absorbed and value is 10 watt. Okay, if we have current direction like this, then as current is entering into negative terminal and leaving from the positive terminal, so delivered power is equal to 30 watt. Okay, next, if negative current is entering into the negative terminal, so here also as this current is leaving from the positive terminal, so power delivered will be equal to 5 multiplied with minus of 2, minus of 10 watt. Minus of 10 watt power will be delivered, because minus 2 ampere current is leaving from that positive terminal. Minus 2 ampere current is leaving from that positive terminal. if there is a current source, suppose if there is a current source, then there also exists a voltage across a current source. There also exists a voltage across a current source. If this is a 2 ampere current source and voltage probability is like this, then we can say that as current is leaving from the positive terminal, so power will be delivered and value is equal to 6 watt. Okay, so the source may be voltage source or source may be current source, because current source also have the voltage across that. You can't say the voltage across a current source is 0. Okay, every element has a voltage across that. Now I will go for some question related to this power absorbed and power delivered. This is the basic example. This is first basic example. As we know, power across any resistor will be always positive. Okay, so we can say that resistor is an absorbing element, because we don't have a linear relation with the resistance. Absorbing element. Here, as we already studied about KVL, so this is loop 1, current is entering here, leaving here, entering here, leaving here. If we write KVL here, then we obtain 10 minus of 2 multiply with I minus of 3 multiply with I equal to 0. The value of I will be equal to 2 ampere. Value of I will be equal to 2 ampere. Okay, if the value is 2 ampere and we have to find voltage drop, power dissipation across both the resistance, then first we have to find voltage across that element. What is the value of voltage across this element? Generally we multiply I with R. 4 volt and this is 6 volt. 4 volt and this is 6 volt. So power absorbed across 2 ohm will be equal to I square R, 4 multiply with 2, 8 watt, watt. Generally these are the active sources. Voltage source and current sources are active sources, so they will deliver power. In some cases they may also absorb power. While consider example, for example, when we are charging a battery, then. But generally active sources deliver power. So power delivered by this 10 volt source is, and also we are confirm it by sign convention. As this is positive sign and current is leaving from that point, so we can say power will be delivered, and what will be the value? V into I, 10 20 watt. So in a circuit, always the total power absorbed will be always equal to total power delivered, and for this circuit it is valid, and for this circuit it is valid. So we can cross check our result. By this. If the total power absorbed is equal to total power delivered, then we can say that our calculation is correct. Now we will discuss next question. Question is asking power supplied by a voltage source, and in this circuit there is only one single voltage source. And already given we have to find power supplied. So we will take the direction of current with this, means the positive current leaving the positive terminal. So this will give us power supplied. This will give us power supplied, which is equal to V multiplied with I. We already know the value of V, so we only have to find the value of I. For this, we will use KCL at two node and at all the node or junction, as this is a junction, this is also a junction. Okay, at this junction A, B and C. At junction A, using KCL, we will have current from A to B. Current from A to B is equal to 1 plus 2 ampere, which is equal to 3 ampere. Now at junction B, we will have current from B to C, which is equal to current from B to C, which is equal to I plus 3 ampere. Okay. So at node C, let me assume a value VA with respect to ground. All the value at non-reference node must be with respect to reference node. Our reference node is this, and value is 0 volt. So if we apply node analysis at VA, then VA minus of 0 divided by the sum of the resistance in its path, which is equal to 2 ohm, plus VA minus of 10. Why 10 volt? The value of the voltage source, the value of the voltage at node B with respect to ground is 10 volt, which is already given. Okay, VA minus of 10. So VA minus of 10 divided by 2 ohm plus 1 ampere current is already leaving. It is equal to 0. VA by 2 will give us VA minus of 5 plus 1 is equal to 0. We will obtain VA is equal to 4 volt. As we have VA equal to 4 volt, then again looking at the circuit, as current is flowing from B to C, IBC, and we already determined IBC as current from B to C is equal to 3 plus I, which which will be equal to 10 minus of VA divided by 2 ohm. 10 minus of VA divided by 2 ohm. So 3 plus I is equal to 10 minus 4, 6 by 2. So I is equal to 0 ampere. So power delivered by the voltage source, 10 volt voltage source, will be equal to 0. So the power delivered by 10 volt voltage source will be equal to 0 volt. So this is our answer. 0 volt. No power is delivered by this voltage source of value 10 volt. Okay, this is clear. Next we will go to another question. This question is important from point of view of dependent source. Now we will look at the concept of the dependent source. Here look, the voltage across this element, the voltage across this 1 kilo ohm element is X, and the value of this dependent source is dependent on this X. So we can say that this is a voltage dependent voltage source. So what we have to find first, to find the value of 4x, we have to find first the value of x. Okay, so as 1 milliampere current is leaving from this point, so it will enter with positive sign and leave with negative sign. So the voltage drop across this well is 2 kilo ohm multiplied with 1 milliampere, which is equal to 2 volt. Now as we have reference node at 0 volt, so this whole line will be at 0 volt. Okay, so with respect to the 0 volt, the value at this point is 0 plus 1 volt. The value at this node is 1 volt. With respect to this 1 volt, or we can say that with respect to 0 volt, the value at this point will be equal to 1 minus of x. The value is equal to 1 minus of x, because x volt is dropping here. Okay, so 1 minus of x volt is value here. Current flowing from this is I is equal to V by R, or we can directly find from this as V is x, so x by 1 milliampere. The value is 1x milliampere. What is the value? I is 1x milliampere. Okay, now I will discuss question here. As with respect to the 0 volt, the value of the voltage is also here 0 plus 4x, because we have to add the value plus, because if here voltage is 0 volt and we are living with the positive sign, then we have to add the value positive. 0 plus x, 0 plus 4x. So here we obtained at the same node we are obtaining two different value. At the same node we are obtaining two different values, as it is not possible to get two different voltage value at the same node, so we have to put them equal. So at this point, so 1 minus x will be equal to 4x. So by this we will get x is equal to 1 by 5, which is equal to 0.2, the value is 0.2. What is the value of x? X is equal to 0.2. so by this value is 0.8 volt, 0.8 volt, and the value of this current I is x 0.2 x this is divided by V is equal to I R, I is equal to V by R, and V is X by 1 kilo ohm, then it will give us 0.2 milliampere. Okay, this value X is 0.2 milliampere. What is the value of X? I will be equal to 0.2 milliampere. As we determined the value of X, 1 minus X, the X is equal to 0.2, and by this we can find the value of the dependent source, which is equal to 0.8 volt, because the value is 4x, and again, as we already noted here, the value of I will be equal to X by 1 kilo ohm. X is 0.2, then 0.2 by 1 kilo ohm will give us 0.2 milliampere. Okay, all the things are calculated. Now what we have to find is power across, power absorbed or power delivered by all the element. Okay, as these are the active element, then we will find power delivered by this, and okay, so power absorbed by 1 kilo ohm. What is power absorbed by 1 kilo ohm? As current I is entering in this resistor, and value of V is, and what is the value of V? Value of V is 0.2 volt. Value is 0.2 volt. Then we multiply with I is already, we already determined what is value of I is 0.2 milliampere, and V is 0.2 volt. Then power absorbed by 1 kilo ohm is 0.04 milliwatt. Okay, next power absorbed by this 2 kilo ohm. Power absorbed by this 2 kilo ohm, as look, this 1 milliampere is current is entering in this positive terminal and leaving from this, so this resistance is also absorbing power, which is equal to current 1 milliampere multiplied with 2 volt, so it will give us 2 milliwatt. Next as the power delivered by 1 volt, power delivered by 1 volt. What is the value? As value of the voltage is 1 volt, and power and the value of the current I as leaving from the circuit, so we will use here power delivered, and its value I value कितनी है 0.2 milliampere. 1 multiplied with 0.2 will give us 0.2 milliwatt. Now next, power delivered by 1 milliampere. Power delivered by 1 milliampere. 1 milliampere, as we have to find power delivered by 1 milliampere. So let first clear some point, as at this point the value of the voltage is 0. With respect to this 0, the value at this node is 0.8 volt. The value at this node is 0.8 volt. Okay, the value at this point is 0.8 volt. With respect to 0.8 volt, here we are living with the positive sign, so we have to add this positive value. So 0.8 with respect to ground, and the voltage at this point, at this simple node with respect to 0 volt will be equal to 2.8 volt. 2.8 volt with respect to this ground. 0 with respect to 0, the value at this point is 0.8 volt, and with respect to 0.8 volt, the value at this is 0.8 plus 2. What is the value? 2.8 volt. So we can say that with respect to 0, the value at this point is 2.8 volt, means we have to positive sign here and negative sign here. We have positive sign here and negative sign here, because here the value is 0 volt and here the value is 2.8 volt. 2.8 volt is generally higher than the 0 volt, so we will have positive sign here and negative sign here. So by convention, as if current leave from the positive terminal, we have delivered power, which is equal to 1 milliampere multiplied with 2.8 volt, which is equal to 2.8 millivolt. Okay, now we have to find power absorbed by 4x. As you will see, 0.2 milliampere current is flowing here. As you will see, 0.2 milliampere current is flowing from here, okay, and 1 milliampere current is flowing from here. So what is the value? So what will be the value? 0.2 milliampere is flowing from this node to this node, and 1 milliampere is flowing from this node to this node. So by applying KCL at this point, we will obtain 1.2 milliampere will flow through the positive terminal of the dependent source. So power absorbed, as definition says, a positive current enter into the dependent source, then it will absorb the power. What will be the value? 0.8 multiply with 1.2. Okay, what is the value? 0.96 watt. So the total power absorbed must be equal to total delivered power. Total absorbed power must be equal to total delivered power. So calculate it and verify, cross verify it. The total absorbed power 0.04 plus 0.2 milliwatt. Total absorbed power must be equal to total delivered power. Okay, so total absorbed power is 0.04 plus 2 plus 0.96 milliwatt. This must be equal to delivered power. Delivered power is 0.2 milliwatt plus 2.8 milliwatt. What will be the value? Value will be equal to 3 milliwatt, and it is correct. Okay, so our calculation is correct from both sides. 0.96 plus 0.04 will give us 1, and 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Okay, 3 milliwatt, and this is verified. So we find all power absorbed and power delivered across each element in this circuit. So this is the basic rule for finding power absorbed and power delivered. You have to keep in mind only the rules which I described earlier. Okay, there are two rules: active convention and passive convention. Okay, next I will go to next question. This question is saying, in the interconnection of the ideal sources, the sources are ideal. Okay, so we don't have to worry about internal resistances. In the figure, it is known that 60 volt source is absorbing power. Okay, it is clearly saying 60 volt source is absorbing power. If 60 volt source is absorbing power, then it is clear that current will flow in this. Current will flow in the 60 volt source. Okay, so we take this sign by definition given to us. Which of the following can be value of current source I? Which of the following can be value of the current source I? So we have to find the value of current source I. So what will we do? As 12 ampere is flowing from here, so it will obviously flow from here 12 ampere. So, and this value is I. So at node A, at node A, if I apply KCL, then I leaving current I plus IS must be equal to entering current 12 ampere. Okay, then this I must be equal to 12 minus of IS. Then I must be equal to 12 minus of IS. Okay, then this I must be equal to 12 minus of IS. Then what is the logic here? He asked for the value of the current source I, as both I and IS are positive. As we know, both I and IS are positive currents. So I obviously will be less than IS. I will be obviously less than 12 ampere. In the option given here, only one option is correct, 10 ampere. So our answer is 10 ampere. Okay, as the concept only is, as our current I and Is are both are positive, so we can easily find the answer, because only 10 ampere is less than 12 ampere. Okay, next question is power delivered by current source. We have to find power delivered by current source. There is only one current source, 2 ampere. So as the question is asking to find power delivered by current source, so we already give them the polarity plus and minus. Why? Because 2 ampere current source is having a sign like this. So if current, we have to find power delivered, then we have to put here positive sign and here negative sign, and we assume the voltage V here. So if we have to find power delivered by this current source, then we have to find value of voltage across this element. We already know the value of current I, which is equal to 2 ampere. So what will we do here? We take reference node and assign it the value 0 volt. So with respect to 0 volt, the value at here is 1 volt, and with respect to 1 volt, 1 volt power, as we are leaving from the negative sign, 1 minus 1, we will have value 0 volt here. We will have the value 0 volt here. Okay, so what we have to do next is we have to apply KCL and find the answer. Okay, so where we apply KCL? We apply KCL here at node V. Why I am giving here the same name V? Because I already know, or I already assigned the value V here, because with respect to 0, the value of the voltage at this point is V, so we can give the same name V here. Apply node analysis at V. Apply node analysis at V. As I applied node analysis at V, then as current 2 ampere is entering, so we will take current entering is equal to current leaving. Current entering is equal to current leaving. V minus of 1 divided by 1 ohm plus V minus of 0 divided by 1 ohm. V minus of 0 divided by 1 ohm. What is the value? Is 2 ampere. V by 1. V minus 1 plus 1. So 2V is equal to 3 and V is equal to 1.5 volt. Please take care of the sign. Please take care of the unit of the resistance. Here unit is ohm. That's why I take here volt. Okay. Next, as we have find V 1.5 volt, then answer will be power delivered by 2I equal to 2 ampere is equal to V multiply with I. What is the value of V? 1.5 multiply with 2 ampere, and this is equal to 3 volt. So our answer is 3 volt. Okay, this question is clear. Now I will move to the next question. Now this question is asking to us power delivered by the 5 volt voltage source. This question asking to us power delivered by 5 volt voltage source. This N1 and N2 are two networks. Okay? Don't confuse here by thinking that these elements are in parallel. These elements are not in parallel. These are network 1 and this is network 2. We don't know what is the inside structure, what is the inside circuitry of the network 1 and network 2. So please don't think all the 3 elements as parallel and take the value as plus minus 5 volt and all the values are same. Okay, so please don't do that mistake and consider here as we have to find power delivered by 5 volt voltage source. Power delivered by 5 volt voltage source, as he is asking for power delivered by 5 volt voltage source. So we will have to take this sign. So we will have to take this sign as I3. Okay, as I3. So then we will have power delivered is equal to power multiplied with I3. So if we have knowledge about I3, then we can easily find the power delivered by 5 volt voltage source. So let's find current from the other two elements. As 6 volt polarity is given, here is positive sign and here is negative sign. So definitely current will flow from positive sign to negative sign, and value is I is equal to V by R, which is equal to 2 ampere. Here positive sign is here and negative sign is here. So current will be I2 will be 1 ampere. I2 will be 1 ampere. So as we know, any closed network can be taken as a node. Any closed network can be taken as a node. So at N2, at network 2, we can say network 2, current entering is equal to I3 plus current entering is equal to I3 plus I2 plus I2, which is equal to I1, which is leaving from that N2. What is the value of I3? I3 is equal to I1 minus of I2. I1 is, the value of I1 is 2 ampere and I2 is 1 ampere. So we will have the value 1 ampere. What is the value of I3? I3 is 1 ampere, and if we find I3, then power delivered by 5 volt source is 5 multiplied with 1, which is equal to 5 volt. This is our answer. Okay, as this is a 5 volt source and current I3 is flowing from here, I3 having the value 1 ampere, so we will have the value of the power delivered equal to 5 volt. Okay, next questions we will discuss in another lecture. Okay, thank you.